So there's some rumors circulating around on some expansion opportunity here for NIO. And hey, if this is true, this could be some massive news for NIO stock shareholders. Now, this opportunity combined with some of the biggest analysts on Wall Street turning bullish on NIO has helped propel the stock to new levels. In just the last 5 trading days, guys, count that with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, NIO stock has returned investors over 20% gain on their money. And these returns, you'd be lucky to see them usually in a full year invested in the stock market, let alone in a 5-day span. So take advantage of this, enjoy it while it lasts, but be cautious. Just don't get carried away. I am also a NIO shareholder, but I do realize that what we're seeing right now is definitely, in my opinion, euphoria. This is when investors just flood into stocks. There's a lot of FOMO on the streets. Everyone wants to get in, and yeah, that's kind of what's happening with NIO right now. And hey, maybe some of this news is warranted. Maybe the stock was just so suppressed in the past few years that it's just time for it to explode here like Tesla did recently. Or maybe not. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But today I want to discuss the big news around the rumors for NIO. More specifically in this video, I want to cover first off, what are these expansion rumors? What are the details of it really? Secondly, analysts. Analysts are getting bullish here on NIO, so what are they saying? And finally, why you should be cautious here with NIO stock. I'm going to share some insight with you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. So guys, consider dropping a like button down below. We've been kind of a little softer in the recent NIO videos. Let's get 1,500 likes on this video. I know you guys can do it, so don't let me down. And I know we've done quite a few NIO videos on the channel recently, but our next video is going to be one you guys have been waiting for. We're kind of a little late for it, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Okay, let's kick off here with number 1, some expansion rumors that have been circulating. So what are these rumors? Now, the rumor is that NIO plans to expand into the European market in 2021. Now, this is good because whenever you see a business expanding, generally it hints to you that there's strong demand there and consumers want their product there. And as a result, the company has considered moving there and, take advantage of that. Now, this is even stronger when it's a brand new continent that they're going after, because think about it, right now NIO has the Chinese market. They'll probably expand to Asia as well. But now they're looking at a different continent, which is huge because that's another huge segment of the market that they haven't even tapped into yet. Now, Europe is a very strong market for EVs. It has been for the last few years. However, because of that, it means it's also a very competitive market. That being said though, NIO I think is in a very interesting position because they definitely have a lot of competitive advantages versus some of their other competitors. So it does make their product compelling. They have good quality products. They have products that offer a lot of value, and consumers seem to like what they offer. So hey, this could be a big opportunity here. When it comes to ranking these companies, these EV companies, I would say personally NIO ranks towards the top because they have a good balance of technology, of features, of value, of range, of pretty much everything consumers want in a vehicle, but at a good price point. Now, I think this is very important, especially in Europe, because consumers there, they're much more picky than in other countries and other continents, because you have these German automakers which have pretty much set a high standard for quality, for consistency, quality control. All these things are just all the way up there with German cars. And because of that, other manufacturers like Tesla and NIO that want to enter this market, they're going to be held to that standard whether they like it or not. Yes, they're a completely different type of vehicle, but when a customer is looking to purchase a new car, they don't care if it's a new company. They want that quality still there. And that is something that, Tesla still needs to work on. But from what I've seen, NIO has done a great job on so far. Now, NIO plans to start sales of the ES8 and ES6 models in Europe in 2021, according to reports. They call this the Marco Polo project, and they aim to sell around 7,000 EVs within 2 years in this new market. There are rumors that the new location they'll choose is actually in Denmark, which may be surprising to some. Many speculated that Norway would be the first market to see NIO in Europe, but from my perspective, this is actually a smart move from NIO. Now, why were many people expecting Norway to be the first market? Well, check this out. In September, EVs made up over 81% of total cars registered in Norway. BEVs, or battery electric vehicles, is where NIO and Tesla sits in this category, and that makes up the biggest segment here with over 61% or 9,500 cars registered. So you're probably thinking, hey, NIO kind of messed up here. They should have gone into this market. There's clearly a lot of demand here. But like I said, with a lot of demand comes a lot of competition. Look at this. Tesla actually does not have the lead here when it comes to pure BEVs. VW is surprisingly the number one player here. And then you have a whole bunch of other companies like Volvo also in the mix fighting for some share of this market. The Denmark numbers, however, look a bit different. Tesla still sits at number 2, yes, but they are technically the number 1 BEV car here, and most others are plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. The problem with these plug-in hybrid electric vehicles is that they still have an engine, there's still a motor. So because of that, there's a lot of maintenance still required, there's still costs associated with it, there's still upkeep associated with it, and you still have all the issues from a traditional ICE, internal combustion engine vehicle. You don't really get the full benefits of owning a battery electric vehicle where, maintenance costs, guys, let's be real, washer fluid, brakes, tires, very basic stuff. Yeah, you get to take advantage of, not paying for gas for a little bit of your range, but you still have to deal with keeping up with the engine, changing out fluids, all that kind of stuff, which honestly, once you switch over to electric, you just can't go back. If I had to bet, I would say that a pure battery electric vehicle is the future with no hybrid mumbo jumbo. We're trying to get rid of gas, trying to get rid of oil. It doesn't make sense to still have that in there as long as the battery technology can offer the range and performance as a traditional ICE car. So this is really exciting, and apparently NIO already has the business team set up for this new office, but they apparently won't start operations there until the back half of 2021. Also, it's very important to note that these are all rumors so far, so it's still nothing confirmed by the company themselves. Now, this brings us to our second point, analysts. Why are analysts bullish on this company? What are they seeing with this stock? So this week we actually had Citibank, one of the largest banks in America, come out with some bullish news here on NIO, but you may have missed it because of all the stuff going on in the US, the elections, all that stuff. This kind of got buried down there, so I wanted to touch on that. Citi raised their price target on NIO from $33.20 per share to $46.40 per share, and that's a healthy bump up in the price, hinting at a lot more upside in the stock. And great, this sounds really great, especially if you're a NIO shareholder, because now Citibank sees a lot more upside. That means possibly more gains on your position. But what I do like about Citi specifically here is that they outline 5 different reasons as to why they believe this to be true. First, they believe that NIO has a very strong order backlog combined with high margin visibility. Second, the Q3 estimates for gross processing margins likely to reach levels of 13 to 16%. And then in Q3, it's expected to raise to 22 to 25%. So these are very healthy levels. Third, they are increasing their market share as they keep expanding. Fourth, their battery costs keep dropping, which means more profits. And fifth, there are policy tailwinds here related to exports, which will help NIO expand globally. So really, a lot of what Citi states here is stuff we've known for a while, reduction in battery costs, that's obviously good. Increasing their margins, that's obviously good. Strong demand, that's obviously good. But the exports piece, I think that was a little bit interesting here, and I think that's what's going to help NIO really expand on a global scale and really amplify their sales, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times as they go on for a worldwide market share. And hey, this was a lot of optimism from Citibank, but they were not the only ones. JP Morgan last month picked NIO as a premium space winner in China, and Morgan Stanley added to NIO to a list of EV winners, adding more fuel to the fire. So the bottom line here when it comes to analysts is that they are now generally bullish here on NIO, and this is good because this means that Wall Street is now behind the stock, and as a result, a lot of big money will flow into NIO if it hasn't already done so. When analysts turn bullish, it typically pushes prices much higher, and once that sentiment turns bearish, that could push prices much, much lower. And usually there's a lot of irrationality in either direction, so as individual investors, you have to recognize this, and if you're smart, you can take advantage of this. But this brings me to my third point, which is why you should be cautious here on NIO stock. Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you guys for a couple minutes here. NIO is a good company. They've gone through a very rough history in the past, very close to bankruptcy, which is when a lot of investors chose to just, sell out their position at a loss and just chalk it up as, one of those stocks you did not win on. However, they managed to turn things around, they managed to raise capital, and now they're one of the highest flyers here in the stock market, providing hundreds of percents of gains in this year. But does that make NIO a good stock to buy today? I'm not too sure, guys. I've discussed this in previous videos, and I'll say this. If you're looking at NIO for a multiple year outlook, 5 years, 10 years, and you believe that the Chinese government and all the catalysts around NIO will just keep pushing this company forward, keep helping them grow, and eventually will help them get to good profitability, then yeah, this is a pretty good opportunity here with a company that's around what, $40-50 billion in market cap. Not too shabby. When you look at their biggest competitor, Tesla, they're at a $400 billion market cap, probably going to hit $1 trillion market cap in the next few years. And Tesla just going to kind of pave the way here for NIO and other EV companies. Does that mean that NIO is going to become a $1 trillion company as well? I honestly don't think so, because they don't have the business segments that Tesla does. However, they have that automotive section down packed, and Chinese consumers already seem to love their products. So they definitely do have at least a couple of $100 billion worth of market cap still to go. That, of course, is just my opinion, guys. That is not factual in any sense, but I do put my money where my mouth is, and I do have a position in NIO like I've discussed, and I'll be holding it here through this upcoming earnings report. Now, I mentioned something a couple minutes ago in terms of analysts, and when analysts are bullish, it pushes the stock higher, but it typically does so with a lot of euphoria. That's something we've been seeing a lot in the markets, and because of this, we typically see extended overpriced targets. In the short term, hey, maybe it works out, but over the long term, stocks are going to revert back to their fair value. Stocks are going to revert back to reasonable valuations, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of the coin for that. You don't want to just buy in today because of FOMO, hope things work out, and then sell out in a couple of weeks at a loss because, NIO stock is down 20%. Listen, I'm just being real with you guys. I hope as much as you do that NIO just keeps moving higher. I have a bullish outlook on NIO, and I have shares in NIO. I don't have a short position, so it's going to benefit me just as much as it's going to benefit you if NIO stock keeps moving higher. But I'm also a realist, and I've seen this time and time again, and I can't really tell you how the story is going to end, but I will tell you this. If you are investing in NIO today and you're buying into NIO stock today, just be prepared to be down 10, 20, 30% of your position after earnings if things don't go according to plan. But hey, that's completely fine, because if you're smart about it, you can have a little bit of your position in NIO today, buy a little bit today. But then in a few weeks, if it goes down, you average in and lower your cost basis significantly. This is something I do with many of my stocks. I've seen it work. It's a successful strategy, trust me. And it's a good way to really fight that FOMO, still get some exposure, but still be smart with your money and take advantage of, any price dips that we have in the market. But anyways, guys, bottom line is just be careful. I don't want to see any of you lose money here. And let me know in the comment section down below what your stance is on NIO for this earnings report. I'll tell you this, based on the insight I've seen on my previous videos on the comment section, most people seem to be very bullish on NIO, and most people think that the stock is going to move much higher after earnings, which makes me think that the stock may not do that. Remember, the stock market typically does the opposite of what most people think, and that's why most people are wrong most of the time. Just remember that, keep that in your mind. But either way, all the best with NIO. I hope it works out not only for yourself, but for me as well. And like I said, stay tuned for our next video, because it's going to be one that I should have released a few weeks ago, but I didn't. But I know it's a series you guys love on the channel, so that's going to be out most likely tomorrow. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.